What's up guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video and hope you guys like it. This is going to be what if Naruto was an experiment and was neglected, part 1. So in this what if, we are going to start over with Kushina. Before giving birth, 3 weeks before giving birth to her children, she was kidnapped by a masked man, by a unknown man who we will talk about later in the story. So this man is a person who works for Madara Uchiha. His goal was to make Madara Uchiha proud. He made different experiments by using Hashirama cells. He made the pure Hashirama cells, which are Hashirama cells at his prime when he was using Sage mode. He collected those cells and he applied it in a very big test tube. And he took prime Madara cells and applied it in a test tube. By this, he got the perfect cells. But then, for some reason, all of the experiments were failed. So he wanted to try it on an Uzumaki Kushina. He kept her in an experimental test tube and knocked her out before knowing what was happening in her surroundings, and then started experimenting on her. Now, when this was all happening in the Otsutsuki Palace, the god Otsutsuki has decided to give this world his powers, and hence he passed down his powers to the world because he saw someone worthy is going to awaken and he's going to use his Jogan for good purposes, and he passed it on to Naruto. So when this experimentation was going on, all this in Naruto having the highest chakra made all the Hashirama cells and the Madara cells get absorbed into Naruto. When this mad scientist was seeing this, he thought that his experiments have finally come to reality. But to his utter surprise, nothing happened. He thought that those cells may have fused with her, but then after checking her blood samples, he found out that nothing happened. This made him infuriated and he started beating Kushina. This is when Minato appeared with his Anbu and he ordered the person to lose his head. After they killed that person, the Kushina was still sleeping. They took Kushina to an hospital. Let's do a time skip to 2 weeks. This is the Mindless attack when Naruto is born. Naruto is born with two brothers, Menma and Mito. Now, Naruto is during the Ninetales attack. It's the third Hokage who sacrifices and uses Reaper Death Seal to seal 50% of the good Ninetales in Naruto and the other halves, evil halves, into Menma and Mito, and then he takes some chakra and stores it inside Kushina to keep her alive. Now, Kushina and Minato think that it's Naruto's fault and that it's him the reason why the third died and the Ninetales attack happened. So they started developing an hate for Naruto. They see that Naruto has a beautiful white hair. This makes him even worse. They think this makes him even very angrier. Unknowing to them, for the first time Naruto activates his Jogan and he sees them and registers their look in his mind. Now, after that, when every ninjas came to know what happened to the Ninetales, Minato declared that the Ninetales has been defeated, and he throws Naruto on the floor and says that this kid is the reincarnation of the Ninetales. This makes everyone gasp, and they think that this is Naruto, the Ninetales, whom they should hate. And then Minato says that my sons have got the chakra of the Ninetales. They are the protector of this world, and Naruto is a demon, which makes everyone start cheering for Menma and Mito and boos for Naruto. So let's do a time skip to 4 years. Naruto is very much hated by everyone in the village. They beat him up to a point that he almost dies. But yet, no one cares about Naruto. They think that for him dying is a good thing. Naruto has long hair and has white hair and purplish blue eyes. Seeing his handsome looks, his parents made him look very ugly by making his hair, dyeing his hair, and beating him very badly, so that nobody can even understand it. Now, what something that is different is, when normally you get Hashinama cells, everyone gets a pale skin, but for Naruto, instead of getting pale skin, it just merged with his DNA, and even the mother Uchiha cells as well. So Naruto is an Uchiha as well as a Senju Uzumaki Namikaze, and even an Otsutsuki, because of being the reincarnation of Indra, Ashura, and being having the Jogan. Yes, Naruto in this one is going to be reincarnation of Indra also. Seeing that Naruto has the his Indra's chakra, Indra decided to become his go inside of him. Now, inside of Naruto, Indra and Ashura, seeing Naruto, have finally decided to become one, and they fuse and give Naruto all their powers. So Naruto has the perfect possibility of unlocking the Rinnegan. But then Indra and Ashura found out amazing truth, that Naruto has a Jogan, the Jogan, which is even a powerful dojutsu than theirs. See, yeah, Indra and Ashura find out about Naruto's Jogan, and they find out about its power. They find out that this dojutsu is even powerful than their own father's Rinnegan and their mother's Rinne Sharingan. And they found out something that made their jaw drop. Due to the chakra of the Jogan, they got the ultimate Rinnegan, which was then getting fused with the fused with the Jogan, giving him a new complete dojutsu, the Rinne Jogan. Now, Minato in this what if is going to be half Namikaze and half Uchiha. So what's going to happen is, Minato is going to think that his other two sons are going to get the Sharingan, whereas the demon won't even gain a dojutsu. Now, what they did not know is Naruto, due to some inability, was able to he was able to study everything very easily. And from the age of 1, I know it's very young, but bear with me. Naruto easily understood that his parents hated him and hence started reading scrolls. He did not yet unlock chakra, so he only read scrolls, and he became a prodigy. He's a generational genius. He started to, without knowing to them, he started to build up his body from that very little age, and he was reading. Now, at the age of 4, Naruto was beaten up to pulp and he came home. He asked, "Mom, can I have some food?" Kushina used her chakra chains and hit him so, like, slapped him. And she's like, "Who are you calling mom?" "My name is Miss Kushina." Naruto understanding, he'll be like, "Yes, Miss Kushina." Understanding, Naruto will be like, "Yes, Miss Kushina, can you please give me food?" And Kushina is going to be like, "No, demon, you are not going to get food. Learn from Man Mito." And then she bitch slaps Naruto away. Naruto tears up. He knows his parents hate him, but he does not know why. Now, inside of Naruto's psyche plane, the, the Sage of Six Paths has been informed all about Naruto's dojutsu and how much power he's going to unlock. This made him think that he must be the child of prophecy, and those two aren't. Now, for unfortunate purposes, due to Naruto being combined with Hashirama cells and the Mother of Uchiha cells, there's something that happened. The both of them were Menma and Mito both were supposed to not unlock their Sharingan, but due to the flowing of this, their both DNA, they unlock their Sharingans, but they don't know about this. Now, Naruto, instead of going to unlock the 1 Tomoe, 2 Tomoe, and 3 Tomoe to Mangekyo and Rinnegan, he's going to awaken the Rinne Jogan. So, Hagoromo decided to entrust this kid with all his power and gives him the sun and the moon seals. To his utter surprise, the Jogan's power just made the sun seal and the moon seal to a completely another level and made him have it for permanent. This made him this made the Sage of Six Paths completely shocked. The Sage of Six Paths decided to take the help from his brother to make this kid even stronger. And when they go and they summon the spirit of Hagoromo's brother, I mean, aka Sage of Six Paths brother, Hamura Otsutsuki, he asked why was he summoned, and then they explain everything about his dojutsu and everything. And when they look into the dojutsu's power, they were surprised that it has the Rinnegan abilities, it has the Tenseigan and the Byakugan abilities, and other dojutsu abilities. So this made Hamura think that this kid must be the child of prophecy, and he also lent some of his chakra into this kid. Now, what's going to happen is Naruto is going to be this crazy broken in this water, and but yet he'll hide his true powers. At the age of 3, he'll unlock his chakra, and he'll start training. He'll start doing basic jutsus, which he stole from the Namikaze and Uchiha compound. He stole the flying Raijin, and he mastered it at such a young age. But he never told his father or mother. At the age of 3.5, he went into the Hokage's office. He read the entire scroll of sealing, unknowingly activating the Jogan and completely reading everything. And then he created all his Sharingan which had their Rinne Jogan activated, and they read all the scrolls in the Hokage's office and in different other compounds, like in the Uchiha compounds, etc., etc., and etc. And Naruto is going to have all 5 chakra natures, including yin and yang release. And his chakra natures are going to be not normal, they're going to be very strong. That's why Naruto can do white lightning, he's able to do red flames, he's able to do green wind, and pure blue water, and no, brown earth. I mean, that means they are the purest forms of his elements. Naruto is also going to possess the wood style ability, by which you can understand that he's going to be a very broken person, and he has as much chakra as Shirama Senju, again his mother Uchiha, and he's going to have um, 2 plus uh, Naruto at the start of the Shippuden arc. He's going to have that much chakra. So Naruto is completely broken in this what if. And about his dojutsu can has no time limit on doing the almighty push and pull and everything. He can summon, he can revive as many people as he wants, and it doesn't take his life at all. His Rinne Jogan is the most powerfulest one, and his ability of his Rinne Jogan is to copy any dojutsu or any Kekkei Genkai. Now, of course, Kushina and Minato do not know about this, and they keep beating Naruto. Now, Naruto's genetics change made him lose the chakra chains, but gave him some other dojutsus like wood style. He got even ice Kekkei Genkai. He got all, he can get every Kekkei Genkai. So one day he saw his mother using the chakra chains on him. And this is when he copied it unintentionally. But he did not show that he copied it. Instead he practiced with it. And now let's time skip to the next day. when Naruto sleeps in a room under the basement, in a small tiny space where there are spikes which are kept on purpose, so then Naruto is not able to sleep properly. Naruto but somehow manages and sleeps in this harsh conditions. Naruto goes up and then sees that Menma and Mito are being trained by Kushina and Minato. Seeing from the window, this made Kushina's blood boil. She came inside and started shouting at Naruto, "How could you see uh, our kids training, you demon?" This made Naruto feel very guilty. He does not know why, but why they call him demon. He knows that he did not do anything wrong, but yet he feels very sad. This is when this is when Kushina gets an idea. She brings Naruto outside and says him to stand there. Naruto, without knowingly, thinks that this is something good and he stands there. And then Menma and Mito, knowing what's happening, will take the kunais and start throwing on Naruto. They'll make Naruto a kunai practice and they start throwing on Naruto. They hit, and then at the end of the day, Naruto is very badly bruised and he's on the ground. Sorry, guys. He's on the ground, half dead. Thanks to the Hashirama cells in his body, he's constantly regenerating. Thanks to, or else without the Hashirama cells, he would have died by now. Thanks to the Hashirama cells and Madara cells, Naruto was able to pick up on both Hashirama and Madara's fighting style and was able to come in and make a new fighting style of his own. Naruto, at the age of 5, when every day without knowing to anyone, he had so much chakra, so he was able to create over 10,000 shadow clones, which used to go somewhere very far that nobody knows and start training on all their jutsus. So by the age of 5, Naruto had mastered every jutsu in the scroll of stealing, even the Edo Tensei, and even perfected it. He even made over thousands of his own S-rank jutsus. So you can say he's a very big prodigy. And as it's his shadow clones that are training, in the real Naruto is getting beaten up. Nobody knows that his shadow clones, he's getting experience from his shadow clones and taijutsus. And so Naruto, he keeps training and becomes very, very strong. Yeah, but at the age of 5.5, this is when Tsunade comes with Jiraiya, the Toad Sage. So when they come in, they say that they think the child of prophecy is Menma and Mito, because the prophecy states that the child of the red death and the yellow flash of the leaf will be the one that saves the world from the destruction. And this is what by hearing that Menma and Mito are the child of prophecy, this gives him more reason to hate Naruto, that he's useless. And they start even treating Naruto even bad. They start making him ninjutsu target practice by using jutsus on him. Naruto knows that he needs to get out of this hellish place. So at the age of 6, um, Tsunade suggested that we should kick Naruto out of the house. By this, it will make us easier for us to train Menma and Mito. On hearing this, both of them agreed, and they kicked Naruto out of the house. Now, every day when Naruto was out of the house, they get beating from the villagers. The villagers beat him to the death because they have the full permission from the Hokage to beat him. They even burn him sometimes, but somehow Naruto survives. This makes the villagers very angry, and they think that the demon is helping him. And so the same happens. Naruto is beaten to a pulp, but this time instead of him waking up, his body was beaten so badly that he was not able to wake up. When an Anbu comes and picks him up and takes him somewhere to the woods. Naruto says that, I think you are here to kill me, then kill me. This is when the Anbu removes his mask and says, no kiddo, I'm here to help you. This person we know is Kakashi. Now, Kakashi hates Minato in this what if, because when Obito had died, Kakashi was waiting there. He wanted to take Obito's eyes, but then Obito entrusted his eyes to Kakashi. This made him blood boil, and Kakashi noticed Minato standing on a tree, but yet not helping Obito. This made him think that it's the reason of Minato that Obito died. And in the Rin, by saving Rin, now Minato was there again, but he did not protect Rin. This gave him more reason to hate Minato. And so he told him that he is going to adopt him. When he found out that um, he's disobeyed, he neglected Naruto and he threw Naruto out of the house, he decided to adopt Naruto. And he took adoption papers and he went to the Hokage's office. Huh? He went to the adoption. He went to the Hokage, which is Minato, and he gave the adoption paper, and he forced Minato. He used his tricks and made Minato somehow finally agree and made him adopt Naruto. Yeah. So in this what if, I'm gonna say that some random Uchiha he adopted Kakashi, and then that Uchiha died. So Kakashi is technically an Uchiha. At least that's what he's called. He's not actually born Uchiha. He's just adopted, and he's very close to Fugaku, Itachi, and Shizui. So he takes them to Itachi and Shizui and they ask him to train his son. Now, when Naruto found out that he was adopted by this person, he was very happy and he thanked him. So when he told that he was going to train him, this made him even more happier. So when Naruto came to the training ground, he saw Itachi and Shizui training, and he saw Itachi throwing the shurikens. Unknowingly, he activates the Rainy Jogan and copies it. And when they, and then it was just for a second, and then it deactivates. And then Kakashi calls Itachi and Shizui and asks them to train Naruto. Both of them were hesitant that a kid can do. What can a kid do? But then Kakashi says that this kid needs to be strong so that he can get protection. So what they think is that maybe that's right, and hence they start to train him. They were surprised when Naruto was able to throw kunais just like Itachi. This made their mind blow off, and then they started training him on using the fireball jutsu. But before training him in the fireball jutsu, they wanted to know his chakra natures. So they kept all the 5 chakra nature papers in front of him. And they were surprised when they found out that Naruto has all 5 chakra natures. So they started training Naruto on using fireball jutsu. They were surprised when Naruto said, I have my own fire style jutsu. And they asked Naruto to show it. Naruto does some hand signs and then said, Fire style, majestic destroyer flame. It was bigger than even Madara's flame, which surprised everyone. Not only Shizui, Itachi, but even Kakashi. They were surprised that a small kid, who is not even a genin, is able to do such an S rank jutsu. And they asked Naruto what else can he do. He says that he can do the Rasengan, and he performs his Rasengan. This blows everyone's mind again. And he told that he can add chakra nature to it, and he's able to create a Rasen Shuriken. And he throws the Rasen Shuriken, and they see the destructive power. At once, all of them understood that Naruto is a prodigy, some sort of generational genius, and they take it upon themselves to train Naruto even more. Since then, Naruto was trained rigorously by they think Naruto is a generational genius and they start training him even more. And soon they were correct. Naruto was a generational genius. He learned everything very quickly. He was able to do the flying Raijin and even an improved version of the fourth Hokage's. He even improved the flying Raijin of the fourth Hokage. He was able to do water style like the second Hokage. He was able to do the wood style like the first Hokage. And he was able to do all five chakra natures like the third Hokage. This shocked everyone's mind off. So when Naruto was at this age of 6, they took him to meet Sasuke. Naruto came to the training ground to see Sasuke and a new girl. This is going to be Sasuko. Yes, this girl is Shizui's sister. Shizui's sister. No, you know what? No. When Naruto came, he saw Sasuko. He was surprised to see her. And you want to know how Sasuko looks? Well, yeah, she looks like this. Yeah. So in this one, Itachi and Sasuke are not going to have that much bond. Instead, everyone in the family, Fugaku, Mikoto, even Itachi himself does not like Sasuke because Sasuke acts to be a very pride person, and he's so evil. He for getting his Mangekyo, he almost tried to kill Fugaku. This is the one of the main reasons why Fugaku hates. Yeah, so Sasuko in this one is going to be Shizui's little sister, and Sasuke even tried to kill Fugaku to get his Mangekyo Sharingan. That's why everyone hates Sasuke. Sasuke acts to be the allied to Uchiha. So Sasuke is a very evil person in his water. He thinks that he's as strong as Madara Uchiha at his age, and he will be even stronger than Madara Uchiha and the first Hokage, Hashirama Senju. He thinks that he has all five chakra natures and he's the elite Uchiha, even though we know he is not. And he's not going to have Indra in him. So he's not going to be such a big prodigy. And now now let's come to the present, to Naruto's POV. So when Naruto comes there to training and he sees Shizui training his little sister Sasuko. When Shizui sees Naruto, he's like, "Hey Naruto, how are you?" And when Sasuko sees Naruto, she thinks that this guy is going to be another fanboy. But then when she saw him acting as if he doesn't even care, she was surprised. To be honest, well, inside Naruto was liking her, but he couldn't say it. And he wanted to make his focus on training. So he started training with Shizui. And she was even more surprised when she saw Shizui being beaten in body flicker with Naruto. Naruto has perfected the body flicker to another level than Shizui. Now let's do a time skip to 2 years. They are 8 now, and they are just 3 months before going to the academy. This is when the Uchiha massacre is going to happen. And yeah, one more thing I like to tell you: at the age of 7, Naruto when was training Shizui. Shizui puts Naruto in a Koto Umatsukami, normal genjutsu, and he forces Naruto to unlock his Sharingan. But to their absolute utter surprise, Naruto breaks the genjutsu. The genjutsu doesn't affect Naruto at all. This makes them think that maybe Naruto is somehow immune to genjutsu. And they ask Naruto to supply chakra to his eyes. Naruto has high Kage level chakra control. So He has such a chakra control like nothing else. He even met the sage of six paths. He's the and he was the one who taught him how to do chakra control. He's so good at chakra control that he can make weapons out of chakra. Soon Naruto started supplying chakra to his eyes, and then he activated Rinne Jogan, which baffled everyone. The sheer amount of pressure that Naruto's eyes were releasing. And Naruto still has that, ugly hair because the paint doesn't go away, and the face on face. She asks him why does he has. She notices that he has paint, and then she asks why does he has paint, and then he explains all his childhood to her, which makes her feel sad for him. And then she asks him if I can remove it. Naruto was kind of blushing and was hesitant, but then accepted. On the lake, when they were removing it, she was after he completely removed it, she was completely baffled to see how handsome Naruto looked. She couldn't stop but was completely red like a tomato. Naruto did not notice and was like, "Hey, do you have a fever?" This made her faint, and Naruto was like, "What happened?" And Shizu, who was watching all this, told Kakashi if he's allowed to kill him. Kakashi was like, "No." Shizu was like, "Then I'm going to torture him." Kakashi again replied, "No." So yeah, Naruto's going to get trained by even the Sage of Six Paths. So at the age of 2 months before the academy, the Uchiha massacre still happens. But this time Naruto had one shadow clone who was always watching over the Hokage's office, and he found out what happened. The thing is that in this what if Shizui's both eyes are going to be stolen by Danzo, and they call Itachi to come to meet them in the Hokage's office. When Itachi comes, the Koto Amatsukami Itachi kill all the Uchiha members and leave only two. Now, by this he goes and he slaughters all the Uchiha clan members, and mm, he only left Sasuke and Sasuko. The reason Sasuke was because Mito liked Sasuke, and even Sasuke liked Mito. That's why he left him, and for Sasuko, he left her because Sasuko was the most beautiful girl in the entire of the world. All the villagers wanted her, and she had a very powerful Sharingan. She was a pure Uchiha. That's why she can get more abilities from her Sharingan. So, but he asked everyone else to be slaughtered. But thanks to Naruto's Rinne Jogan, mm, he was not, he was able to become invisible. He was able to put a genjutsu on Itachi, thinking that he killed him also. And after killing everyone, Itachi was also told to make Sasuke and Sasuke strong. And so Sasuke and Sasuke. But here there's one more twist I like to let you guys know. The thing is, Menma and Sasuke both are the best friends, and Fugaku and Itachi, all of them hate even Menma because the Uchiha entire clan hates Menma because Menma himself tried to get some Sharingan eyes for himself, and Sasuke also wanted all his clan to be slaughtered and only him survive, and he also liked Sasuko. Even he wanted to marry Sasuko, but nobody was able to win Sasuko's heart. So this is how they went, and When he found out about the truth, when Sasuke was completely depressed, this is when Naruto approaches her and tells her the real truth. This infuriates Sasuke. That how could Sasuke and the Hokage, with the help of Danzo, do something like this to his clan and his brother? Naruto nods and he in agreement, and he says that we have to somehow um, kill the Hokage. But they find out that they cannot kill the Hokage yet. If they do, they become being named as rogue ninjas. So they have to do something. And then Naruto decides and he says that I'm going to make my own village. Or no, maybe why can't we go to the Cloud Ninja village? They treat people very nice there. On hearing this, Sasuke decides to go. But then Naruto says that let's do the Genin exams and then we may get a better sensei. Now Kakashi is still alive, okay? And Kakashi was told everything. And this was enough for Kakashi to hate them. He decided to go rogue. So when the exams were happening, in all these exams, Sasuke and Naruto were always training. Nobody knew about this. And then one day, Sasuke asked, "What is that sun and moon seals in your hand?" Then Naruto explains everything about his eye, which he knows that this eye has abilities. Now I'm gonna tell you some of his eye's abilities. As I told you, it can copy any dojutsu or any Genkai. It can also see into a person's memory and get experience and the person's jutsus, and even make a better version of that jutsus. He's very fast thinking thanks to the dojutsu, and if a person has negative emotions, it powers up the dojutsu even more. It makes the person, the wielder of the dojutsu, very strong. And if anyone takes out his eye, tries to put it in himself, mm, nothing will happen. Naruto has a Izanagi curse on him. At the same time, nobody else except for Naruto can wield that eye. If anyone tries to, the eye will disintegrate them, and it will respawn back in Naruto's eye socket. And Naruto even gave Izanagi curse to both Kakashi and Sasuke. They have decided to become rogue ninjas, that's for sure. And then Naruto decides that Sasuke is a very kind person, and he gives her his left hand and says that to touch it with your dominant hand. She touches him with his left hand with her left hand. This is when she gets the moon seal on her hand. Now to replicate his power and just gave her the moon seal. Not as powerful as his one, but as strong as the one that Naruto had in canon. I mean Sasuke in canon. And this one is permanent. So Naruto is not going to get back. And she unlocks in her left the Rinnegan, in her right she unlocks one of the most powerfulest Sharingan, which looks like this. Yeah, this is her Sharingan. I'll tell you its abilities later in the future, but just know that she unlocked this eye. And Naruto kept training her, and she also found out that she can deactivate her Rinnegan. Naruto even made Kakashi gain a Rinnegan, and made his chakra boost like an Uzumaki. And he even made Sasuke's chakra boost like an Uzumaki, by which she can easily create a perfect Susanoo. Yeah, her the other eye, of being a pure Uchiha, her eye directly turned into EMS. So yeah. Now, when the academy started, everyone was surprised to see Sasuke's beauty, and all the boys were fangirling over her. I mean, some girls who were supposed to like boys started liking her. Yeah, I'm not homo, but they are. This is when a boy with white hair and purplish eyes enter. and both of them were wearing the drip. Naruto was wearing a like exactly like Kakashi, but no headband and or mask. He looks like this, his face, but he wears Kakashi's outfit. And Sasuke looks like this, but she's wearing the jacket completely full, covering herself. Okay, so when they see these both, they see the drip and they see how cool they look. They were all the girls were having hearts in their eyes when they saw Naruto, and even Mito had it. But what they did not know was even the boys were becoming very jealous of Naruto. And then when they notice his purple eyes, this is when Mito says that he's the demon and all that. This makes all of them hate Naruto, but they couldn't help but they they still liking Naruto because of his handsomeness. What the boys did not, and the boys tried to um, bully Naruto, but Naruto always escaped from them. And the boys even tried to become boyfriends with Sasuke, but Sasuke always hates them. The thing that the reason why Sasuke hates them is because Sasuke hates fanboys. At the same time, she has a crush on Naruto, which both of them have, but they both do not tell anyone. So let's do a time skip. At the end of the Genin test, on the Genin test exam, Naruto has trained Sasuke to become a very powerful Konoichi. She's as strong as a Kage level. She has mastered lightning cloak. It's like if you would have watched My Hero Academia, if you see um, Deku using full cowling, he had some green lightning flowing through her. Yeah, the same case, but she has blue and black lightning flowing through her. And if you would have watched now in My Hero Academia and Deku's 100% form, where he has blue eyes and lightning flows through it. Yeah, her eyes are going to have the light flow through it, just like the picture, but both the eyes. And she can turn her into a left into Renegan with 6 tomos in it, and the right into the Sharingan. So let's get continuing. So on the Genin exam, when everyone are participating in, in everything, Naruto and Sasuke get a tie. Menma in this time started to hate Naruto even more. He developed such a hatred that he wants to kill Naruto, and he even tried many times, but he failed every time. Even Mito and Sasuke. So on this day, when the exams begin, they all try to mm, defeat Sasuke and Menma, but they both are on a complete different level and they defeat everyone. So now it was 1v1 versus matches. Naruto versus Menma, Sasuke versus Mito. Sasuke versus Mito happened and Sasuke obliterated Mito. And Sasuke fought some random guy with no screen time and just defeated him. Naruto versus Menma. Now all the villagers were waiting for this match. They they saw how handsome he looks, but they did not care. They wanted to make him to die. They started cheering Menma. This made Menma's pride even go high. Even the fourth Hokage was there. He was watching the fight. Even Kakashi. As soon as the fight was set to begin, Naruto completely obliterates Menma, and Naruto mocks Menma, saying that even Kiba is powerful than you. This makes Menma very angry, and he goes into his four-tail state, and he does Biju Dama. Now, one of the other abilities of his eye was infinity. Yeah, like from Limitless. Yeah, I mean Gojo's ability, infinity. Nothing can touch him. Yeah, that same happens. Then when the smoke clears, they see that Naruto has not even a scratch. Naruto has flexibility and strength like Gojo. So Naruto just says You are a weakling. I must defeat you. And he just, with a single kick, defeats Menma in his foretell state. This shocks everyone. They think that and all of them start shouting that he's doing cheating, except Mito, so except Sasuke and Kakashi, who know that that's just his who was holding back like shit. And then the next day, they were made a team. The team was Sasuke, Sasuko, Naruto, and Menma Mito. And their senses are Kakashi and Kushina. Now, here's what I'm going to end this, guys. Tomorrow we'll do the bell test.